Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we have Jim Mundy on the show with us today, and he's here to just talk about kind of his experience with Trader Foundation. He's been with us for a couple of months now, I believe. How long have you been with us, Jim?
Man, it hasn't been quite 2 months.
Mhm.
Right around there. I was thinking about that, and it hasn't been quite that long.
Okay,
6 weeks maybe.
6 weeks. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah,
how's your
yeah.
experience been?
How's my experience been?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't say enough, about how my experience is. I got the notion to start trading a couple of years ago, and I had a $1,400 401b that some nuns that I worked for set me up with, and a young lady from Fidelity said, "Why don't you just start trading on your own?"
Okay.
And I said, "Okay." So I invested some more money into that, and I was trading on my own, and I did the Motley Fool thing. $49. I did the Paul Mantley thing. I went the route of stock advisors, Motley Fool, Paul Mantley, Investor's Place, and boy, what a bunch of news. Jim Cramer, and that's one of the things two things have sat with me that I do not do anymore. And one is I listen to no news. None.
Mhm.
I don't go on the news thing. I don't go on the Motley. I told them guys I'm with Trader Foundation now. I don't need nothing else. My experience so far has been like great. I mean, I can't say enough of what I'm learning. And the other thing, lad, that really hit me when I first started the course, I was really excited. I'm going back to school because I left high school and was
Mhm.
like, man, I'm never going back. As you know, I was a drummer. I'm going to go have a drumming career. And so I went and did that. And I started school again at the age of 68 with Trader
Wow.
Foundation and Rad and Elliot and Steve and Dave and man, all you guys are just it's been, and the information and Lad, the knowledge and the wisdom that you have is just crazy. It's just crazy. And so one other thing that you said at the beginning of the course was, guys, you got to do the work. So I blew through the first modules, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to pass this test. Can I be real? I'm going to pass this test. And my wife even watched with me. I said, would you sit down and watch this with me for the first module? And she said, yeah. So she sat down and she's like, wow, that is a good thing. So she approved. And so now I'm not in any hurry, man. I have been watching the basic stock chart readings for 2 weeks.
Awesome.
And as long as I'm learning something new every time I get on that, I'm going to keep watching it. And I passed my test. I've done my assessments, but I'm still learning all kinds of stuff. And I must say, man, lad, I'm trading with more confidence. I made 6,000 last year, just being a hillbilly guy, trading stocks and on my own and not knowing nothing.
Mhm.
And so, it's okay. But man, I don't know how I made any money looking at how I traded and not with the knowledge that I have now,
Awesome.
and it's been the best thing I've done in a long time is to sign up with Trader Foundation. Amen.
Appreciate that. So let me ask you a question. So you said that you've had multiple things that you've done, different programs you've used, and I know a lot of people hesitate because they've been through so many different experiences with different
Boy,
programs, and they are very frustrated. They're like very hesitant to join anything, especially in the business of stocks and crypto and all these things. It
uh,
just gets very jumbled and very scary for people. Like, what made you take the leap with us? compared to something else? Or in general, why would you continue doing these things, considering you've had so many bad experiences?
You touched on that last week in either the Thursday meeting or the Tuesday meeting. You touched on that last week, and you said, man, there's a lot of scams out there, and I've done the scams. And you guys are real, man. And I know real people when I see them, and I liked what I saw. And I talked to Dave. I like Dave. I've talked to Steve, and you guys are real. This isn't this, you know, I've been through the scam, and you know, sometimes you got lucky and made money on the scam, and it's the news. So you've taught this too, that the news comes out. When did it happen? Did it happen yesterday? Is it going to happen? You know, it's a gamble. And or are they giving you the wrong information? Are they going to manipulate you in the market? I had a scam company that was free, and all they were doing was manipulating you into the market to buy what they wanted to sell. And you guys aren't the scam, man. You're the real deal. You are the real, you guys, this is the real deal, man. And
we appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm glad you're having such great experience. I'm very, and have you made any money with the system? Have you had any profits?
Yeah. And yeah, you know, and I have. You know, I made mistakes and not even realizing I was making mistakes. And now that I'm into this, your modules, I'm still, I made a mistake last week, you know, that cost me a few bucks, you know, and it's like, why did I do that? But now, see, you get a conscious. Now I'm conscious. Before I'd just blow it off, you know, and be like, oh, guys, it was just the market and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it'll be better tomorrow. But now it's like, no, man, you made a mistake. This was a mistake. I'm aware of my mistakes, and I'm aware of I'm making less and less mistakes. Let's put it that way.
So a lot of people get confused. They get very scared that it's really hard to learn the market. And based on when you're doing the modules, do you feel like it's fairly simple to understand?
It is. I mean, there's no easy way around it. Your modules are packed so full of information, and you've got to get, there's so much information in there. You got to, like Lad says at the beginning, you got to do the work. He says it every Tuesday and Thursday too. Man, you got to do the work. It's not a get rich thing at all. I mean, you can make some money, and Lad has the ways. Lad, you have the ways to show people how to read them charts. I can read charts now. 3 months ago, the charts were Japanese to me.
Well, hey, you know, the charts are actually made from Japan. The candlesticks are Japanese, so you're kind of on point with that.
Yeah. So, you know, when I started trading 2 years ago, I never read you know what? I read the MSN money chart. Right. And that's it. I didn't know I'm like, well, these stock charts, let's, you know. And
Jim, what do you do for a living?
Me?
Or what you did?
Not much. I was a kitchen manager here in Salida, Colorado for 17 years at a nursing home. And they were a dirty corporation, and they forced me out. I couldn't take their crookedness anymore. And they forced me out. You know, I've run homeless shelters, food kitchens here, you know, and I'm drawing a retirement now. And you guys came along. I had a job putting out magazines for 15 hours a week that I was thinking about doing. And then Trader Foundation came into my life. And I'm like, I told my wife, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be all in on it. And, you know, I'm just going to draw retirement. And, you know, I get a little salary from being in the ministry, and, you know, everything's good. Everything's good. So then you guys came into my life, and it's like, man, I got to be all in on this. So
awesome. I'm glad we could provide that. That's awesome. And you, So if you have somebody like who's kind of on the verge of making a decision, but they're kind of like they're not ready to take that next step, what would be your advice to them based on what you know?
Well, if you're thinking about coming on and signing up for the Trader Foundation modules, uh, I would say if you're serious about it, do it. But if you think that you're going to blow through it and come out the other end, the one thing you want to do is you want to do these modules, and at the end, you want to be a testimony not only to Vlad and Trader Foundation that, wow, I got this and I'm making money, but you want to be a testimony to yourself that you actually did something. If you're coming in and you're doubting it and you don't want to do the work, don't get in. But if you want to dig in and do this, if you want to dig in and do this and do the work, I would jump on board, man. You know, this is a stock organization. The Traders Foundation is like, I've been in a lot of stock organizations over the last couple of years, trying to find the golden nugget. And this is the organization. If you're going to do it, this is the organization. I know Lad says, to me, it's not. He says it's not Kmart, you know, or Walmart, so it's not cheap. But I thought it was really fair. The price to get in with Trader Foundation was really fair.
How do you like I appreciate that. How do you like the community? And
I love the community. The community in Trader Foundation is absolutely awesome. I love it. I love the community. I'm just starting to touch on all this, and I'm already seeing having positive effects.
that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. That's really cool. So are you now that you got this go, you know, I know you're almost there, you're getting this going. Are you looking to get back into like drumming and become starting to do the band thing again?
Lad, I'm 68.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still the best drummer in Colorado. I am the best drummer in Colorado.
Well, get the drums out. Let's go.
You know what? I got called into the ministry 23 years ago, and my drums, I got 4 drum sets sitting in my garage and 35 cymbals. And you know what, though? If the tour bus pulled up in front of my house at 68 years old tomorrow, I would probably jump on it.
I'll tell you what I think one of the times I'm going to go, you know how I go live with you now every Wednesday and everything like that. I think one of the days I'm going to introduce our live before we get into stocks and everything else. You're going to do a little show with the drums. How's that sound?
I'll set them up. My wife goes to work in the morning, and I'll set them up in the morning, and we'll do a show. Absolutely, we'll do a show, and I'll have my drums in the living room. I got a pretty good sized living room, and I'll set my kid up, and then we'll do the live show, and I'll have them tore down by the time she gets home, and she'll never know.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm definitely going to set that up. But I really appreciate all your time, Jim. Seriously, thank you. Are there anything else you wanted to add?
No, man. Other than this is like really good. It's awesome. And if you're thinking about getting in this, and if you're lazy, don't get in it, you know. But after just 6 weeks of this, I'm looking at a chart. I got charts up on my computer that I'm looking at right now. And I can read it. And I think it's going to have a breakout tomorrow, Lad. I think it's going to have a breakout.
Yeah. We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it.
No, it's got a possibility. I'm looking at it, and it's got a possibility of having a decent week this week, I think. Just that's my synopsis. But, you know, I study charts. I want to read these things, and I want to know everything about it. You know, I want to get to play the downside. I know nothing about the downside, and I'm playing all upside right now. And I had a 73% gain last week.
How much?
73%.
Amazing job, man. Seriously, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm having victories. So I saw the buy signal on that. And that's all due to you guys, man. That's all due to
That's
this.
awesome, man. I appreciate that.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited about seeing that buy signal, and then I'm kicking myself in the rear end. And it's like, why didn't you buy a whole bunch more of that?
And you're just getting started. You're still in like the first few modules, man. So you're still like, you still got some ways to go. But what's cool about it is they're not that difficult to understand, which is awesome.
No.
But listen, Jim, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. And if you're interested in trying out Trader Foundation and see if it's the answer for you and be able to change your life and maybe be able to leave the job just like Jim did, all you got to do is book a call below with us and we'll check you out soon. Definitely make sure if this is something that you want to do, it's no shortcuts here. We are here to train you, to teach you to do it yourself and not rely on anybody else. So if you feel like you're serious about that, definitely book a call. We're taking some calls right now, and we're going to set up about 10 to 15 people for this month. Hope to see you on that call.